Every bond conceals a narrative, and every narrative bears a wound. In a sterile hospital room, the air was sharp with antiseptic, the walls too stark. She perched on the bed's edge, hands clasped tightly, her expression a locked door. Then she spoke, her voice low. I don't feel love for you. I just didn't want to face this pregnancy alone. Her words didn't strike like a fist. They settled deep, heavy, chilling the space where my pulse once thrived. I stayed still, unblinking, fingers gripping the cold metal of the bed frame. My knuckles drained of color under the harsh glow of the lights. Then you'll have no reason to think of me, I replied, my tone steady, precise, like a scalpel's incision, not a wild swing. I walked out before she could respond. Outside, the late summer air wrapped around me, thick and clinging, but inside, a frost had already taken root. Deep down, I'd sensed it long before her confession. The growing distance in her gestures, the way her gaze slid away from mine, the phone that once lay forgotten on the counter now always tucked close. I'd chalked it up to stress, the weight of impending motherhood, the uncertainty ahead. But there's a quiet part of you that knows when you've been pushed aside. Yet I stayed. I painted the nursery walls, attended every doctor's visit, brewed tea for her sleepless nights. I believed love meant endurance. I thought the child was mine. Her cold, calculated words, though, made me question if my devotion was merely her safety net. When the doctor's office called, asking me to linger after the next appointment for something important, I assumed it was routine, perhaps another scan, a minor update. I didn't expect the call that would shatter my last shred of denial. I began collecting evidence with quiet precision. A strand of hair from her brush, sealed in an envelope. A straw from a coffee cup she'd left in the sink, carefully stored. I wasn't fueled by rage. Anger blurs the mind. I needed clarity. 2 weeks later, a plain brown package brought the DNA test kit. I read the instructions carefully, hands steady, keeping it secret. To the world, I was unchanged, carrying her bags, asking about the baby's movements, smiling at strangers' congratulations. But at night, lying beside her, I stared into the dark, wondering if the life growing within her belonged to someone else. As I mailed the samples, I noticed more. Her texting behind the bathroom door. The pause before answering simple questions. The fleeting smile she gave her phone before locking it. Suspicion had hardened into near certainty, awaiting only proof. The call came at 3:14 p.m. Mr. Hale, we have your results. I stayed silent. The doctor paused, then continued. You are not the biological father. My grip on the phone tightened until it ached. Are you sure? I asked, voice even. No chance of error, he confirmed. I thanked him, calm and courteous, then drove home in silence, the radio off. She was in the kitchen, slicing fruit, when I entered. The knife stilled as she met my gaze. I placed the folded report on the counter between us. She didn't reach for it right away. Her eyes searched mine, probing for how much I knew. Then she read it, her breath catching, lips parting. I said nothing, pouring a glass of water and drinking it slowly. How long? I asked at last. She stared at the countertop. It's not what you think, she said. I nearly laughed. It's exactly what I think. Her eyes glistened, not with regret but with fear. She reached for me. I stepped back. You used me, I said softly. Not out of love, but because you didn't want to face this alone. She opened her mouth, but I cut her off. The good news is you won't have to deal with me anymore. I slid the ring off my finger, placing it beside the report. Then I walked away. No yelling, no slammed doors, just the steady rhythm of my steps, final and deliberate. That night, I didn't dwell on her words or the nursery we'd painted together, nor the future we'd planned that was never real. Instead, I thought of the silence in the kitchen after I left, its weight, its finality. Betrayal doesn't always sear. Sometimes it chills you until you can step free, unscathed. And once you do, there's no returning. I didn't. Not to her, not to the child, not to the life she'd fabricated. Some truths break you, others liberate you. This one did both, and I chose liberation.